Zimbabwe President Mnangagwa has maintained that he is going to operate within the confines of the constitution and will not go beyond his stipulated term in office. He was speaking during an interactive session with editors from different media organizations at State House in Harare this Monday. This is what the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation has said regarding the 2030 issue, which is causing massive divisions within ZANU-PF. And remember, President Mnangagwa has been cornered with Comrade Geza coming out publicly declaring that there is no 2030 and demanding that President Mnangagwa immediately resigns. And one of the key issues is to note that President Mnangagwa is not being sincere when he talks about constitutionalism, and this is what we are going to deal with. So the first thing for President Mnangagwa to show commitment that he is not going to extend his term to 2030, this issue must die a natural death within ZANU-PF structures. He must reinstate all members of ZANU-PF who were suspended on account of refusing to chant that 2030 slogan. He must reinstate the ministers he removed and deputy ministers he removed from their positions for refusing to work with the 2030 agenda. That is the first point of call, which will show that he is committed to upholding the constitution of the Republic of Zimbabwe. Secondly, President Mnangagwa must facilitate the removal of the Speaker of Parliament with immediate effect, because he violated the Constitution, he violated the law. And the last defender of the Constitution is the President. So before we go to the military, the President is the last defender of the Constitution, which means the Speaker of Parliament violated the Constitution, he must go if he is sincere. Another issue is that if President Mnangagwa is serious and sincere, he must bring back the CCC MPs who were recalled. He must arrest the murderers of Pastor Messiah. And that is the only way we are going to say we have started talking. So if he fails to do that, then we still will have a problem. All these criminals who have gone into parliament by hook or crook, the Temburwas, the Scotties, they must be recalled from parliament. If he is serious, we revert back to what happened in 2023. The actual people who were in parliament, and that is the first point. Another issue is that he must bring back the monies which were paid to CCC Chavangu and CCC Ngube. He must bring back that money, recover that money, and give it to the rightful owners of the CCC political organization. That will be a sign that he is a constitutionalist and you won't go to 2030. Those are the assurances which the people of Zimbabwe are looking forward to see. On another note, we want to see Neville Mtsvangwa being arrested, and we want him to go back to jail and face justice, face the law. If he is acquitted by the courts, let it will it be. But right now, he must be arrested. Oenda nomudzorera paakanga ari panguva yaakamuwana akamuburitsa zvechitororo, as confirmed by Christopher Mutsvangwa. We want to see Job Sikala being compensated for staying in prison for far too long. That would be a sign that the president is committed to constitutionalism. Job Sikala lost a lot of income, dignity, his family, the trauma he experienced, clients who suffered after he was arrested and detained for almost 2 years, only for the High Court to acquit him. All those issues, we need to see them being compensated by the president. We need to see him intervening, and he must fire the magistrate who convicted Job Sikala and the magistrates who have been convicting people, and then only for the High Court to acquit the same people. So we need to see those people being fired because they don't deserve to be within the judiciary. That will be a sign that President Mnangagwa is committed to leave when his time ends in 2028. On another note, we have a lot which President Mnangagwa must address. He must make sure that Winnie Chivayo is arrested immediately. And he must make sure that Mike Chimombe, Moses Mpofu are immediately granted bail. That is what President Emmerson Mnangagwa must be doing to show his commitment towards constitutionalism. Then, on another note, we need to be very, very honest on one thing. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa is telling us that he is going to stick to the confinements of the Constitution. What happens if they successfully amend the Constitution and he signs it into law that he must extend his tenure? It means he will abide with the Constitution. Manipulate iyoyo. So the only assurance from President Mnangagwa must be, I am not going to contest no matter how people are going to amend the Constitution whatsoever. I'm not going to contest. I'm not going to sign it into law. I'm going to ban it from ZANU-PF. I don't want it to even continue. I don't want it to even be debated in Parliament. That will be a sign that is committed to constitutionalism. If he failed to do these small basic things which we have mentioned right here, out of many things which we have, then he's still joking. There is no sincerity. He's not telling the truth. So we don't want deceptive people. We do not want leaders who come and say things, say, we are going to abide by the Constitution, we are constitutionalists, and then they will be pushing from the backyard for the Constitution to be amended, so that they will abide with the Constitution illegal. It can't happen like that. We need sincerity. We need people who tell the truth. Mangwiro says, if he said so, surely you can play the video. There is no sincerity here, indicating right while he's turning left. Why has the president left his ministers like Ziyambi spread the 2030 issue? He has ever reprimanded them? I think it was a question he wanted. Has he ever reprimanded them? Okay, so this is something which is very, very important right here. And this is the reason why we have put demands for President Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa to say, if you are serious, make sure that you abide with the Constitution. We want to see Comrade Geza being cleared of these bogus charges. We don't want to hear about them, because you cannot doctor charges and bring them. When people go against you, when people speak against you, you can't do that. We want to see people who killed people like Mboneni Ncube, Tinashe Chisunge being tried and jailed. That is going to be a sign that is the constitutionalist, that he abides with the law, abides with the Constitution. As it is right now, as long as we still have bogus MPs in Parliament, as long as we still have a politically captured Speaker of Parliament who is desecrating the Constitution, then we have a problem. As long as we have people like Mahia, who have committed treason against the Constitution by saying Tijai Varua Constitution iyoyo, then he is not serious. How can you put Comrade Gezi on a wanted list, but you can't put Mahia on a wanted list for clearly violating the Constitution? Tijai Varua Constitution iyoyo, those words are insulting to the intelligence of Zimbabwe and to the Constitution, which is the supreme law in the Republic of Zimbabwe. According to the Constitution, there must be free, fair, credible elections. You are a constitutionalist, as you are saying. Why should we go to 2028 when you didn't win the 2023 elections? Why can't you bring transparency and accountability and tell the people of Zimbabwe what really happened in the 2023 elections? These elections were condemned by everyone. Why do you continue to hold on and say, ndakawina, my term, when my term ends, when you are illegally there? Yes, these elections were not free, these elections were not fair, which means whatever declaration for an election which was not free, which was not fair, is a false declaration. And a judge committed fraud and lied to the whole nation that Emmerson Mnangagwa won the election when she knew that he didn't win the election, and she has failed to prove that Emmerson won that election. So constitutionalism is not constitutionalism by your mouth. kuti unoti wapedza kutaura paipapa wataura newe wataura navo wobva kuti 2030 dendi chipo uchiitei, doing what exactly? You don't do that. So this is something which is very, very important, something which we need to actually look very, very closely and understand that these people are never sincere, these people will never tell the truth, these people are always lying, running propaganda, arresting others, and they will be doing all sorts of things, banning constitutionalism in the nation of Zimbabwe. You are banning political or the opposition to gather. You are arresting the opposition for gathering. While ZANU-PF is gathering on daily basis, and they've never produced a letter yekuti va-applya. Ipapo asati akambonzwa kuti ZANU-PF yaka-applya kuti chambonoita nirikukati vakarambirwa. We have never heard about that. So constitutionalism must be practiced. It must not be the issue of talk. You have to live it, you have to practice it. Isisu tinoti vaMnangagwa kana muchitaura chokwadi, tangai kudzorera nyika pachokwadi tichitangira pama-elections akabiwa, toenda pakuti vamakadzinga kuparliament zvichitororo ngavadzokere. Izvozvo kana zvichinge zvagadziriswa, totanga kuona mbavha dzichisungwa, mbavha dzichiendeswa ujere, corruption ichipera, tobva tatanga kutaura. This taxation issue yamuri kuitai is unconstitutional because we have the resources, national resources, which must be benefiting the people, and we have put those resources to benefit a few individuals, whilst the people are taxed to the bone. You can't continue to do